Who says politics and wrestling don't mix? Ever heard of a congressman who can pin down policies as well as he did opponents on the wrestling mat? Meet Jim Jordan, a man who's taken his competitive spirit from the sports arena to the political stage. Born and raised in Ohio, his name stirs up as much passion as any local derby. Curious to find out how a wrestler turned into a political heavyweight? Stick around and let's uncover the life of Jim Jordan. And while you're here, grappling with curiosity, hit that subscribe button for more riveting tales. Let's rewind to February 17, 1964, when Jim Jordan was born in the heartland of Troy, Ohio. Not just any kid, but the one whose parents, Shirley and John, instilled the values of hard work and integrity right from the get-go. Growing up in Champaign County, Jim's childhood was as wholesome as the apple pies his hometown is known for. With family and community at the core of his world, he learned to stand as firm in his beliefs as the sturdy oaks fixtures in the Ohio landscape. And it wasn't just a middle-class upbringing by economic standards, but one rich in the kind of character that money can't buy and textbooks don't teach. This down-to-earth start, you could say, set the stage for Jim's later success on the wrestling mat and in the political arena, where those early lessons became the foundation of his life's work. As for his siblings, Jim keeps that part of his life close to his vest, much like a well-planned wrestling strategy. But one thing's for sure, the competitive spirit was likely a staple at the Jordan dinner table. Now, let's switch gears to Jim's school days. When I say Jim was not just any student, I mean he was the student other kids probably looked up to. Smart, athletic, and driven. At Graham High School, he didn't just wrestle with algebra. He wrestled his way to the top 4 times over. That's right, a 4-time state champion with a near-perfect record that's hard to beat. But Jim didn't just wrestle opponents. He wrestled with big ideas, paving the way for his future in economics and public service. This blend of intellectual might and physical prowess was a telltale sign of a young man destined for challenges beyond the mat, ready to grapple with the complexities of lawmaking and leadership. And as for that 151 record, it wasn't just about athleticism. It was a testament to his determination, discipline, and the heart of a champion, qualities that would define his approach to life's battles in and out of the political ring. So there's Jim Jordan, the grappling high school champ, heading off to the University of Wisconsin. Now, mixing it up with economic theories, Jim might have found wrestling with supply and demand curves a breeze compared to a tough match on the mat, and definitely with less need for a post-match shower. But his college days weren't all about crunching numbers and economic models. There was a bit of heart-fluttering action off the books, too. You see, Jim's love story with Polly is the kind of small-town romance that could give Hallmark a run for its money. They started dating as teenagers, him at 13, her at 14, after being introduced by her brothers, who were his wrestling mates. Fast forward a bit, and the college student who could tackle both the complexities of economics and the physicalities of wrestling decided to take on a lifelong partnership. They got hitched in 1985, a partnership stronger than the best wrestling tag team. Now, shifting from love and ledgers to life lessons on the mat, Jim didn't hang up his wrestling shoes right away. He became an assistant wrestling coach, and I bet he was the kind of coach who could teach you a headlock and the importance of a balanced budget in the same breath. But eventually, the pull of public service was too strong to ignore. Jim leaped, coaching future champs to champion conservative policies. He entered the political ring with the same enthusiasm he had on the wrestling mat. Some say he's still using the old wrestler's grip on his political opponents, only metaphorically speaking. Why politics? Well, for Jim, it might have been just another arena where he could strive to be the best, this time with a suit and tie instead of a singlet. When Jim Jordan decided to run with the Republican ticket, you could say it was like choosing his signature wrestling move. It defined his style. His conservative stance is as fixed as his gaze was on an opponent in the ring. He spent over a dozen years as a state legislator in Ohio, where he honed his political chops before bringing his talents to the bigger stage of the U.S. House of Representatives. And let me tell you, this man treats every session like it's a state championship, with energy, passion, and a no-holds-barred approach to representing his constituents. His journey wasn't a headlong rush for the spotlight. It was more of a strategic positioning, like a wrestler waiting for the perfect moment to strike. He's been a voice for the folks back home, standing firm on issues he believes in, even if it means going against the tide. That's the Jim Jordan brand of politics: unyielding, emotional, and always ready for a good, principled scrap on the House floor. Now, about his major accomplishments. Jim's career is like a highlight reel of a veteran wrestler. He's not only a founding member of the influential House Freedom Caucus, but also a vocal critic of the status quo, never shying away from a tough stance. His legislative wrestling matches have covered everything from budget showdowns to policy slugfests. And like any good athlete, he knows the value of teamwork, rallying his caucus around key issues that resonate with his vision of America. He stood in the spotlight for his unwavering defense of conservative principles and has been a bulwark against policies he sees as detrimental to the American way. Whether it's about fiscal responsibility or constitutional rights, Jim's been there, sleeves rolled up, ready to go to the mat for what he believes in. He's the kind of politician who brings the tenacity of a championship wrestler to the halls of Congress, making sure that his voice isn't just heard, but remembered. As clear as the bell that starts a match. And there you have it, a snapshot of Jim Jordan's journey from the wrestling mats of Ohio to the floors of Congress. What will his next move be? Stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories behind the politics. Thanks for watching.